And now at 5, keeping bicyclists safe. How a new project years in the making will soon offer added protection from drivers.
We're heading into the weekend and temperatures feel like August. We've got numbers approaching 90 degrees. We'll talk about how much longer that's going to last.
And final checks on school buses, how the push of a button ensures no students are left on board. Live from Indy on a Friday night, you're watching 13 News at 5.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Ann Scott, who's in for Felicia. And tonight at 5, we start with a project that's years in the making that will change the way that you get around downtown. So come Monday morning, the Michigan and New York two-way conversion project finally will open.
Tonight at 5, our Marina Silva looks at the safety enhancements that we'll be seeing when we're on those streets.
For as long as anyone can remember, this part of New York Street has been a one-way. Now, construction's complete with two-way traffic and a median separating drivers from cyclists. Doreen Crenshaw rides her bike in the area very often.
All the time. I live on the Far East Side, so sometimes I'm in this area, sometimes I'm farther east, but I ride all over the city.
She is looking forward to the added safety.
It's a legitimate fear of speeding cars and reckless drivers and inattentive drivers.
The $16.8 million project converted New York streets and Michigan streets from one-way to two-way streets. Now, this is all between College Avenue and Ellenberger Park, and it all starts on Monday. The project is also expected to improve Indigo bus stops.
On Monday, New York Street will open to two-way traffic. The next day, Michigan Street will open to two-way traffic starting at the west end at Highland Avenue and ending at the east end at East Pleasant Run Parkway on Tuesday.
The project is also expected to improve Indigo bus stops.
Every bus ride begins and ends either on foot or by bike. And this means our riders will no longer have to duck and dodge speeding cars to access their bus stop on their way to work, school, or any other appointment. We know this project is going to calm traffic, and slower traffic translates to safety for pedestrians and cyclists.
I think it will improve walkability and neighborliness and hopefully cut back on crashes.
Overall, Crenshaw is looking forward to the project opening up officially. In Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Thank you, Marina. We also have a reminder for drivers. Closures on Southbound I65 are scheduled to start tonight in Southeast Indy. Southbound lanes should close at 9 o'clock tonight. From the I-465 interchange to the I-70 interchange, that does include the ramps at Keystone and Madison Avenues, and also this one at Raymond Street. The lanes should reopen by 6 o'clock come Monday morning, just in time for that morning rush.
All right, Ann, thanks so much. Friday night, be a nice time to be out at the Indiana State Fair.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of activity out there. Bill Murray is performing out there tonight, so
How
that'll be
exciting
kind
is
of
that?
interesting on the free stage. It is hot, it is sunny. I think a lot of people, Rob, that have been looking at the forecast over the last couple of days know that you've been talking about these isolated showers. Are we going to get any of that tonight?
I think it's going to remain very dry tonight. I couldn't rule out a very, very isolated shower or storm, but most of you will not see that. I think your evening plans are going to be just fine. It is going to be on the warmer side, though. If you're headed to the fair's a good choice as well. So much happening this evening and this weekend. Let's talk about where we've been today, because the temperatures today made it up to 89. That was our high temperature so far. It's possible we could see the temperatures bump up to 90. We had that happen yesterday where the almanac came out, said 88, then we actually made it to 89. So there's still some movement. And just to put it in perspective for you, 85 is our average high for this time of year. Currently sitting at 88 with the humidity factored in. It feels like it's into the low to mid 90s. Not dangerous values, but certainly on the warmer side. There's radar, just to show you that so far nothing has popped up. I'm going to keep my eye on it, but things are looking pretty good. Nothing moving our way. Expect temperatures to remain mild through this evening. So much happening. I'll be back with a look at more rain chances in the forecast in the long term.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. We've got some breaking news from the Indiana Fever tonight. This is not good. Guards Sidney Colson and Ari McDonald are out for the rest of the season. Both of those point guards were injured in last night's game against the Phoenix Mercury. In the last 15 minutes, the Fever have now confirmed that Sidney Colson suffered an ACL tear in the first quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, Aerie McDonald broke a bone in her right foot. So with Caitlin Clark out and now with Colson and McDonald out, the Fever have lost their 3 point guards. We still don't have an idea about when Caitlin will come back, but boy, we need her back very soon. Well, tonight at 5, we are hearing directly from Indiana Governor Mike Braun about a proposal to redraw congressional lines following Vice President J.D. Vance's visit.
This is something that typically happens every 10 years after a census. So the goal of a redistricting plan would be flip District 1 to a Republican. It's currently held by Democrat Frank Mervyn.
Governor Braun says no commitments have been made, but he does expect discussions to move forward.
We think it's important to get out there and discuss it with the legislators, and that's what the Speaker and the President of the Senate's going to do, and we'll do that over the next few weeks. And they're okay with that because they want to make sure that if there are questions, they can answer them, and that it's going to get broad-based support.
Democrats right now are calling the redistricting proposal a power grab. You can check out the reaction right now over on WTHR.com.
Tonight, Metro Police are searching for a man accused of kidnapping his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint.
All of this unfolded this morning on the far east side of Indy and prompted a statewide silver alert. Our Ashton Hackman explains why the man was already wanted by police before the alleged kidnapping.
Metro Police tell us they are looking for this man, 28-year-old Sion Wheeler. IMPD says Wheeler, armed with a gun, entered his 19-year-old ex-girlfriend's home near Franklin Road and English Avenue around 3:30 Friday morning. Police believe Wheeler abducted the woman, prompting a statewide silver alert.
Metro Police said the woman was reported safe around noon Friday, but said they were still searching for Wheeler and another suspect.
Detectives are now asking anyone with security video in the area between 3 and 4 Friday morning to share it with police. The alleged kidnapping comes just days after a judge issued a warrant for Wheeler's arrest on Wednesday. Wheeler was on house arrest for a previous felony gun possession case. Court records say just before 11 Tuesday night, his ankle monitor stopped reporting his location. Several attempts to contact Wheeler through the monitor reportedly went unanswered. Then, less than 48 hours later, police are searching for Wheeler, this time for an alleged kidnapping. If he's caught, court records show he will be held without bond. The Marion County Sheriff's Office tells me warrant teams did not attempt to serve the warrant against Wheeler, adding there are currently 30,000 outstanding warrants in the county and roughly 100 new ones added every day. Reporting in Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Now, if you see Wheeler, call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. You don't have to give your name. The phone number is 317-262-TIPS.
The man accused of trying to kidnap a young mom and her son now set to go on trial October 16th.
56-year-old Frankie Lahens made his first court appearance this morning. Metro Police say that he was working as a rideshare driver Tuesday and picked up an 18-year-old woman and her infant son.
That woman then told police that the driver then canceled the ride and started driving in the wrong direction. She was scared. She eventually was able to escape the car and do so with her young child with her. That driver, Lahens, now is facing 3 counts of attempted kidnapping.
City leaders in Bloomington tonight are now releasing a new budget plan in response to financial constraints from a new state law. The city says it's moving to a priority-based budget with the loss of funds from local income taxes and short-term bonds.
The mayor there, Carrie Thompson, says Bloomington will try to focus on critical needs. She released a statement saying in part, quote, "We are focusing on 3 principles: delivering core services, maintaining what we've built, and honoring the commitments made to our residents."
Every day, parents trust school bus drivers with the lives of their children.
And they take your trust very seriously. So they're getting extra training and they're using key technology to make sure that your kids are safe. Brandon Schaff gives us a look inside at how they're working to prevent kids from being left behind on the bus.
In Indianapolis, First Student Inc. has 300 buses.
After these buses are loaded up and the bus drivers take the students to school, later on they have to check those buses to make sure that they're not still on there.
Each driver is trained to do a child search and use the Child Checkmate system, which they use on their school buses. It activates once the bus is turned off. Drivers search high, low, under, and behind seats, walking down and back twice to check for kids.
And as we come back up, we're doing another thorough search, making sure that there's no children up under those seats.
Matthew Keene with First Student Inc. said that checks happen multiple times a day. at school, and after the last pickup and drop-off.
Checking our buses before our drivers go into the building to make sure they're cleared. I like to say it's the easiest part of their day, but it's the most important part of their day.
Drivers use a tablet to document their search. At the back of the bus, they put a tag up showing they searched, scan a QR code, and push a button.
Child checkmate is now deactivated.
Child search is complete.
Itanya Green has 30 years of bus driver experience doing safety checks like this. At First Student Inc., she makes sure that drivers receive proper training, teaching them to avoid distractions while thoroughly searching the bus.
Very important to take your time, do the search with the intent to find, to make sure there's no child ever left unattended.
Keene said safety is the top priority, and this adds another layer of protection for students and peace of mind for parents.
We're going to get them to and from school safely. We're going to make sure they're off the bus and into their house or into their school safely and sound.
He added that every time First Student Inc. buys a new bus, they make sure the child checkmate system is on it. Brandon Sheff, 13 News.
Want to let you know you can now get Indiana's newest license plate design for your car.
The blackout plates are now on sale starting today. This has that minimalist design. You see the black background. It's got the white numbers and letters. If you want to get this, it costs $45 on top of your regular registration fee. Now, if you want to personalize it to say something special or unique, that's going to cost you another $45.
Now, if you want to get one of these before your current license plate expires, you can order them now. You will have to pay an additional $9.50 replacement plate fee. A special census could be coming to Westfield.
What city leaders there are now hoping to learn as that community grows and grows and grows. That's ahead at 5:30. Rob?
Well, we're heading into the weekend. Thankfully, radar is pretty quiet right now, but there are increasing rain chances in the 7-day forecast. I'll let you know which days have the best chance for scattered showers and storms.
President Trump and Vladimir Putin could meet as soon as next week.
What their summit could mean for the war between Russia and Ukraine. That's next.